Welcome to Mornings with Patty. Today I'm reading from Hope for Today, and it's October 9th, and it's about how we keep repeating these life experiences over and over and why. My higher power, God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, gives me situations where I can choose to grow or not grow. These situations seem to occur more frequently when I am practicing my spiritual program, and they usually involve unresolved issues with my family and reappear in the form of conflicts with colleagues, friends, and neighbors. These conflicts tend to repeat until I gather the awareness, courage, self-love, and willingness through my spiritual practices to stop suffering. Then I can live life in a different way with healthier attitudes and choices. When I face people who reminded me of my crazy upbringing in my childhood home, I used to be so afraid that I panicked, ran away, or shut down. This behavior perpetuated my old cycle of suffering. I didn't realize I was actually having flashbacks from my crazy upbringing and that my reactions to these people were extreme, as if I were still that frightened little girl. Today, when I'm faced with unhealthy and unacceptable behavior, I don't run away. I use my spiritual practices to help me, and I remember to stop and think. I use my intellect instead of my emotions before responding. I detach from the person or situation until I can calm down and think rationally, and I can call a friend to help me diffuse my emotions and help me figure out what tools to apply. When I apply my spiritual wisdom in these types of situations, unacceptable behavior comes into my life way less frequently. When I'm letting and willing to allow my higher power help me face my problems today in a healthier manner than I did in the past, I'm not as likely to recreate them. And my friends, I have done this so many times, walking into behavior after behavior of people who are unacceptable and who are unsafe. And why do I keep doing that? Because my higher power is trying to get my attention until I can get awareness that I do not belong here. I had that reading yesterday about it's not that I don't belong, it's not where I belong. I belong with safe people, and so do you. And I will keep getting the same types of situations as you do, to learn how to overcome them and how to not keep stepping into them. And I am the one who has to change, not the other person. And I do have a tendency to react in extremes because I am having flashbacks. I didn't really realize it in that terms until I just read that if I'm reacting in an extreme way, it is a flashback of my own crazy and incoherent upbringing. And I need to take care of and love that part of myself who feels so afraid. And I do not need to keep walking into those unsafe situations. It also reminds me of my reading from yesterday about how we continue to repeat the same pattern and how to get out of it and to love that part of ourselves. And this is the most important thing you can learn. I remember, if I can find it, the 10 rules of being human. We keep getting the same pattern over and over, the same lesson, until we learn from it. You can blame all the people all you want about your situation, but you are the one who is involved in it, especially if it is a repeated pattern, and the only person who can change it is you, through awareness, through self-love, through courage, and be willing to move, be willing to leave unacceptable and unloving situations. I've done it myself. It takes a tremendous amount of courage, a tremendous amount of awareness. And if you like this kind of content and you are willing to change, please keep following me. I have so many classes that I'm about ready to give. I would love for you to join me in them so that we can have a more loving world. And so remember that the whole idea for my channel is to find and become aware of those unloving parts of us and become aware of them, change them, identify them, and change them into more loving behaviors so that our world can become more loving. If you like this kind of content, like, subscribe, and share this with somebody who may benefit. I love you.